Ray's Garage. I'm Ray Cornelia, and this is my BendPak V-Max Elite air compressor review. I purchased this air compressor a little over a year ago and thought it deserved a good review. Starters, I paid full price for this air compressor. I purchased it from Summit Racing. I believe it was just under $2,500 delivered. If you're in a hurry and don't want to watch the entire video on all the details, which I encourage you to do, all in all, would I buy this air compressor again? Yes, I would. Is it worth the money I spent? Yes, it is. So with that said, let's get into some of the details. I would like to go over a few details of the air compressor and then do a couple little sound tests and some cycle and recharge testing after the boring details. Anyway, let's get into it. Again, it's a BendPak model 7580V-601 V-Max Elite air compressor. It's a 7.5 horsepower, 80-gallon vertical tank. It's a single phase 230 volt AC. Max draw is 32.8 amps. I ran a 40 amp service just to be safe. Number 8 THHN copper wire for the feed. It's only about a 30-foot run. I also ran a number 8 braided copper cord, and that's only about 6 feet with a 50 amp plug. The air compressor has a finned 2-stage 4-cylinder head, and they're cast iron pumps. It's a splash oil lubrication style air compressor. One of the main reasons I chose this model is that the pumps run at 625 RPM on a 1740 RPM motor. So as we all know, lower RPM means longer life. The air compressor will put out 175 PSI max. I run mine at 160, 165 max. They say the sound level is 75 dB. I have no way to check that, but we're going to do a sound check with my old Campbell Hoosfeld 20-year-old air compressor. I can tell you, you can still have somewhat of a conversation over this air compressor, but it's still loud. A lot of you may say, why didn't you put it outside? Well, I like my things to last, so it's inside. And you saw it, it's over a year old, and it still looks brand new. The ratings, 30.5 CFM at 90 PSI, 26.5 CFM at 175 PSI. That's pretty good. That's really good. That's another reason why I chose this model. Shipping weight, it was 711 pounds shipped. It was in a crate, a wooden crate, very well protected, wrapped in plastic. It showed up with 0 damage. The only thing that I had to assemble was the air filters and the 1-inch ball valve, which was included. It has two 2-inch discharge ports. The top one is a 2-inch with a 1-inch reducer for the 1-inch ball valve. Okay, let's talk about the motor. I called BendPak before I purchased this, and I asked them if they could put a Baldor motor on this air compressor. And they said they don't do that anymore. They said the earlier models did have a Baldor, but they went with another manufacturer. The motor is a Waylead. It's a made in China motor. The duty cycle is 60% at 100 PSI. I won't even come close to that. So it's a little overkill for what I do, but it will last longer if I don't run the thing constantly, which I never have. As a matter of fact, I think I run this thing once a day. It only duty cycles probably once during the week, daily during the week. And then if I'm running an air grinder or something on the weekend, of course it'll cycle 4 or 5 times. I'll do a duty cycle test to show you, which may vary for your installation because I have a 1-inch copper feed feeding a 3/4 inch rapid air system that runs an entire loop around the shop. So if you have a smaller air system, it may cycle more often. Again, it's an 80-gallon vertical tank. It'll be a good test though. Part numbers. That's why I hung this one on there. The BendPak part number is SKU 5179106. The Summit Racing is BPI 5179106. Total cost delivered was $2,425. It showed up on a lift truck. They delivered it right here in the shop. Enough of these details. Let's get to some testing. I think we'll do the noise test first. I'm about the same distance away I was from the BendPak, so here we go. Hope you enjoyed that sound check and you still have your hearing after that. It's the only way I can check. I wish there was a way I could check dB levels, but I do not have a meter, so there's your comparison. I wanted to mention the air compressor was delivered without oil in it, so you have to purchase your own air compressor oil. The manufacturer recommends a straight 30 weight, non-synthetic, non-detergent oil. Here's the oil I used. I bought it at the local automotive store. It took about 2/3 of this gallon to fill it, and it's been good ever since. I have not changed the oil yet. It's coming up. Since it's a year old now, it's about due for an oil change. Like I said, I really don't cycle that air compressor too much, so the oil is still pretty good in it. Let's move on to the cycle test. Okay, what we're going to do, I have a blowgun on a 1/2-inch Flexzilla hose. As soon as I open up this valve on the hose, we're going to start the timer to show you how long it takes for the air compressor to turn on. Then we're going to show how long it takes to recharge. Ready? Here we go. So that will conclude the review on the BendPak V-Max Elite air compressor. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you to all my new subscribers, and I appreciate all your thumbs ups and comments. Until next time, see ya!